I would like to tell you about a theory I've been working on with my sociology classes called the love optimizing process. One definition of sociology is the social scientific discipline that through a process of systematic research investigates how human beings in multiple social worlds define and design their relationships. It develops theories that predict how these relationships can bring persons together in functional, harmonious, social uniting relationships, and under some challenging sociocultural conditions, separate them into conflicting, social disuniting relationships in these multiple social worlds. Grounded theory is a general sociological methodology developed by Barney G. Glaser and Anselm L. Strauss in the 1960s that focused upon generating a well-integrated theory directly from the data that reflects the concerns of the research participants and their efforts to resolve those concerns. We conducted hundreds of fieldwork interviews and analyzed the results through the grounded theory methodology as to what optimizes student success. What emerged was to achieve successful schooling success, for example, is the importance of creating multiple social uniting relationships with fellow students, faculty, staff, friends, family, and other defined significant others to optimize successful schooling, careers, and beyond. I know what you're thinking. Love? Why are we talking about love in a sociology class? Well, that very question is part of what we aim to explore. Can we use the tools of sociology to gain insight on the topic of love? Let's find out.
The love optimizing process is a set of 3 stages about loving relationships.
I think love optimizing process is a way we get to know about relationships, what are the stages in the relationships.
Basically a template for people to follow when it comes to love, because I feel that people have a lot of different versions of love, and it's all over the place, so this kind of narrows it down for people and makes it a little bit more understandable.
It's helped me find healthier solutions for problems in my relationships in my life.
I guess one thing is we had to ask ChatGPT a lot, and the underlying definition of what love was that it was an action.
In collaboration with students doing field work, interviewing and observing fellow students and others, the focus was on how they define and design altruistic, loving, and caring-driven, social uniting relationships. We aren't just talking about romantic love, but all types of love. Relationships, family, friends, co-workers, classmates, and even the love that strangers can extend towards one another. Love is a potentially powerful, altruistic, and agape energy force that can be produced, expanded, extended, and taught. The love optimizing process focuses on 3 stages. Stage 1 is the stage when persons are concerned with creating social uniting relationships and choose and commit to opening their awareness to activating a process of discovering, defining, and accepting the valuable attributes and assets within themselves and others. This openness, which I like to call being the unitive loving self, leads to a higher probability of forming social uniting and caring relationships.
Stage 1 of the love optimizing process is the ultimate goal. That's what we're aiming for. It's almost a state of enlightenment. It's a unitive and loving self. It's understanding and empathy and compassion in every single interaction in your life and the way that you approach people.
Here's a cute example. My grandparents, everything in their life, they kind of try and look at in this stage 1 type of way, especially with each other. My grandpa, my grandma are very different in a lot of ways, and they bicker sometimes, but it's more in a way of like they're making fun of each other. Like they recognize each other's differences, but they love each other anyways. And they can appreciate the parts about each other that are dissimilar.
For example, two classmates trying to work together for the first time, and getting to know each other, respecting each other's ideas.
Treating them with love, kind of not putting them immediately in stage 2, like having an open mind.
I feel it is more within yourself, how you can be a better individual within you so that you can bring that into your other relationships.
It's just a way of just loving on people with, again, empathy and understanding and care, compassion, and with nothing in return, not expecting nothing.
It's kind of a mutual, healthy relationship.
Stage 2 is a stage of disuniting in which the relationship has hit hard times. This is when persons choose and commit to closing their awareness, creating a lower possibility of forming social uniting loving relationships and a higher probability of creating conflicting fear-based mutual devaluing and disrespecting social disuniting relationships.
Stage 2, I believe there's a lot of resentment.
Stage 2 is selfishness. Your primary concern is where you stand in all of this. Am I the victim?
You get to know about each other. After some time, like after some months, when you understand each other and you understand what are the weaknesses or like strength of each other, then you start doing argues.
For me, that would probably be like my parents. We just started slowly drifting apart, and it's sad, and it's just like a lot of devaluing.
You aren't practicing forgiveness, and you aren't being open to conversation or being able to see other points of views other than your own. And so it kind of hinders you from moving forward.
That point of mind where you're just like, I don't really care. I give up, and this isn't worth my time, and people aren't worth my compassion.
Like if you're in like a romantic relationship, I mean like cheating or like talking bad to somebody, or like a friendship could be you're talking bad to them to other people, and like you like bully them or something like that.
When you feel you've been undervalued in a way, like if you're doing a lot to help take your siblings places, or you're doing a lot of work around the house and you feel like nobody notices like what you're doing, that can feel sort of like I don't matter sort of thing, and you feel a bit underappreciated. I don't think it's necessarily an active wanting to hurt other people. Sometimes it really is just you don't really pay any mind to it, and it's kind of accidental that you neglect somebody.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a negative place to be in a relationship.
Stage 3 is a return to a united relationship after having worked through the challenges of the second stage. Having weathered the storms of the second stage, persons choose and commit to reopening their awareness and releasing devaluing and disrespecting definitions of themselves and others. This again leads to a higher probability of creating harmonious, love-based, mutual, revaluing and respecting social reuniting relationships.
Stage 3 is a almost recovered relationship taken out of that stage 2, where we're learning to get to that stage 1.
I think that stage 3, we are de-rooting from stage 2 and trying to transition a little bit, I do think it's exactly that. It's a transitionary stage. You might still have some of these devaluing viewpoints and this disuniting self that you're making a conscious effort to release. Well, it might be difficult, and you might not be able to do that all at once. I mean, everything is a process. You're working towards it. Whereas stage 1 is really having completely shed those devaluing and disuniting properties.
You create a more open, reuniting awareness within yourself. This way you can get back into a stage 1 where you have a more open, accepting awareness and create a healthy relationship.
You end up building your relationship back, and it ends up working out.
And in the most positive and powerful expression is made up of high degrees of these 5 dimensions: intensity, powerfulness, extensity, inclusivity, duration, long-lasting, purity, altruistic, and adequacy, it achieves the intended consequences.
So if people knew the science, maybe, I guess you could call it, behind love, why it's important, what we can do to keep that fire alive, if more people learned about that, I think it'd be a net positive for everyone.
I realized that I find myself a lot in stage 2 without bridging the gap into stage 3. And then I realized that it's my own ego that's kind of holding me back from bridging that gap from stage 2 to stage 3. I've been able to use the love optimizing process to let go of some of that fear to be able to bridge those gaps.
Trying to provide and show that you care for someone by taking care of everything like around you and the person that you're with.
Okay, not just words, but actions.
Yeah, with actions. Mostly like actions, like what you do is like a way of expressing your love for someone. They like mention how their mother would like cook them like their favorite meals and like give them like all the clothes and give them like a roof over their heads. It was just a way of like a mother showing love for her child, is providing for them.
It gave me a good perspective on what like good relationships are and what bad relationships are. But like written down, like I don't know, when I see relationships that are bad, I'd be like, oh, why isn't it working? Or like at this other relationship, it's like a good and healthy relationship. And I would always wonder like the difference, and like I think the love optimizing process showed like it helped me see the difference.
I definitely feel that it is valuable for everyone, and you yourself who is watching the video, to explore the love optimizing process and how that relates to and can benefit you and the people around you in your daily life.
As any sociologist knows, the relationships we build in our lives with individuals and communities will shape the opportunities that come our way and our success in school, in work, in family, in many other sociocultural worlds, including in our communities and in life itself. Thank you for exploring this topic with us. I hope it helps you in your own relationships and journey. May the loving force be with us.